Now this is my side. Listen, look, and listen, and learn.
Hello everyone, my name is Angelo Varde and today I'm going to discuss about sustainable manufacturing and carbon capture. So sustainability and carbon capture are becoming increasingly important in manufacturing with a focus on reducing environmental impact and creating a more sustainable future. In this presentation, we will explore the latest advancement and innovations in sustainable manufacturing, with a particular emphasis on carbon capture technologies. So, let's start.
Pagpalain ako tayong lahat ng makapangyarihan sa Ama, Anak at ng Espiritu Santo.
First slide is all about the need for sustainable manufacturing. So, first is resource depletion. Uh, Resource depletion is a traditional manufacturing consume vast amounts of raw materials, many of which are non-renewable and finite. This over-reliance on finite resources has severe environmental, economic, and social consequences. Number one is finite nature resources. Many resources as fossil fuels and more rare earth metals take millions of years to form, and their current rate of consumption is unsustainable. Number two is ecosystem damage. Extracting raw materials disrupts ecosystem and causes habitat destruction. For example, deforestation for timber or mining leads to the loss of biodiversity and affects the balance of local environments. Number three is economic stability. So, as resources become scarce, their price rise, causing fluctuation in global markets and increasing production costs. This impact not only industry but also consumers, as the cost of goods and service rises. Next is environmental impact. Environmental impact is the environmental consequences of manufacturing are immense, ranging from greenhouse gas emission to pollution of air, water, and soil. Number one is greenhouse gas emission. Factories emit large quantities of CO2 and other gases, contributing significantly to global warming. Did you know that the manufacturing sector accounts for about 30% of global CO2 emission, making it one of the largest contribution to climate change? Number two is air and water pollution. Harmful pollutants released during manufacturing process degrade air and water quality, impacting both ecosystem and human health. For example, chemical runoff into rivers can devastate aquatic life. Next is waste generation. Manufacturing generates massive amounts of waste, much of which ends up in landfills or pollutes natural environment. This is significant loss of potential reusable materials. Did you know that globally, the manufacturing sector produces over 2 billion tons of waste annually, much of which is recyclable? So, why sustainable manufacturing matters? Uh, Sustainable manufacturing is more than just an environmental strategy. It's a way to innovate, reduce costs, and build a future-ready industry. So, so energy efficiency using renewable energy to power production facilities. Advanced technologies implementing carbon capture system to mitigate emission and adapting waste reducing manufacturing methods. Circular economy models designing products that can be recycled or reused, reducing reliance on virgin materials. Transitioning to sustainable manufacturing benefits everyone by protecting natural resources, reducing pollution, and ensuring a healthier planet for future generations. It's not just an obligation, it's an opportunity to innovate and lead into a greener economy. Okay, next is pre-combustion capture. Pre-combustion capture is a method of removing CO2 before the fuel burn. It is commonly used in processes like integrated gasification combined cycle system, where fuels are converted into a cleaner gas before combustion. This approach is highly efficient but requires facilities to be designed or significantly modified to accommodate the process. So, paano nga ba ito nag-work? First is fuel gasification. The process begins with the conversion of solid or liquid fuels, such as a coal, biomass, or natural gas into synthetic gas. This is achieved through gasification where the fuel reacts with oxygen and steam under high temperature to produce a mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Number two is shift reaction. The sign gas is subjected to a water gas shift reaction where carbon monoxide reacts with water vapor to produce additional hydrogen and CO2. Number three is CO2 capture. The CO2 is then separated from the hydrogen using physical or chemical absorption techniques. The captured CO2 is compressed for a storage or reutilization, while the hydrogen is used as a fuel for power generation or industrial processes. So next is direct air capture. Direct air capture (DAC) is a innovative approach to capturing CO2 direct from the atmosphere rather than from point sources like power plants. DAC is seen as a critical technology for addressing diffuse emission and achieving net zero carbon goals, as it can remove CO2 already present in the atmosphere. So how it works? Number one is air intake. Large fans draw in ambient, ambient air which contains a low concentration of CO2, approximately 0.04%. Number two is chemical absorption. The air is passed through filters or chemical solution that selectively captures CO2. These solutions are typically alkyne substances such as potassium hydroxide KOH, which react with CO2 to form stable compounds like potassium carbonate. Number three is CO2 recovery. The captured CO2 is extracted from the chemical compound through heating or another regeneration process. This releases purified CO2, which is then compressed for storage or conversion into products like fuels, chemicals, or building materials. Number four is recycling of chemicals. The remaining chemicals are recycled for reuse in the capture process, improving efficiency and reducing waste. So each carbon capture technology, post-combustion, pre-combustion, and direct air capture, plays a unique role in reducing CO2 emission. Post-combustion is well suited for retrofitting existing facilities. Pre-combustion offers efficiency for new installation, and DAC provides a versatile solution for atmospheric CO2 removal. Together, they form a comprehensive for combating climate change and transitioning toward a sustainable future. So next is improving selectively and absorption capacity. Advancement in carbon capture materials. We have here metallic organic frameworks, zeolites, and activated carbon. So what is advancement in carbon capture materials? Carbon capture materials, innovative materials play a vital role in improving the efficiency and cost effectiveness of carbon capture technologies. Among these materials, metal organic frameworks, zeolites, and activated carbon have shown significant promise due to their unique structures, high surface areas, and selective adsorption capabilities. Here's a depth look on each of these materials. First is metallic organic frameworks, or MOFs. MOFs are highly porous materials composed of metal ions or clusters coordinate to organic ligands. These frameworks create a three-dimensional structure with an exceptionally high surface area, making them ideal for gas absorption and separation, including CO2 capture. How MOFs work in carbon capture gas absorption. MOFs can absorb CO2 molecules due to their tunable pore size and chemical functionalities. These pores can be customized to selectively trap CO2 while excluding other gases like nitrogen or oxygen. So, chemical interaction. Function groups such as amines or hydroxyls can be incorporate, incorporated into MOS to enhance their chemical affinity for CO2. Next is catalysts and reactive sorbents for CO2 removal. So reducing carbon dioxide CO2 in the atmosphere requires innovative technologies that enhance efficiency while minimizing energy consumption. Catalysts and reactive sorbents play vital roles in carbon management strategies, each contributing unique to C- uniquely to CO2 capture, storage, and conversion. So, how catalysts work? Catalysts are substances that accelerate chemical reaction without being consumed during the process. In CO2 removal, they enable and enhance the chemical transformation required to convert CO2 into valuable products such as fuels, chemicals, and mineral carbonates. CO2 is a stable molecule and transforming it into another compound typically requires a significant input of energy. Catalysts lower the energy barrier activation energy needed for this reaction, allowing them to occur more readily at lower temperature of pressures. Catalysts are engineered to promote specific chemical pathways. For instance, catalysts can be favor the formation of methanol over other products when reacting CO2 with hydrogen. Catalysts are often used in conjunction with renewable energy systems such as solar or wind power to drive processes like electrochemical CO2 reduction where CO2 is converted into fuel using electricity. Uh, Reactive solvents are materials designed to chemical interact with specific substance in their environment to capture or remove them. Unlike passive solvents which rely on physical absorption, reactive solvents engage in chemical reaction with target compounds transforming them into different, often non-harmful form. Reactive solvents undergo a chemical reaction with the target substance. For example, amine-based reactive solvents bind with CO2 to form carbamates. They are engineered to interact speci- specifically with certain molecules, improving efficiency and minimizing unintended reaction. Many reactive solvents can be regenerated after use, allowing the captured substance to be released for disposal or reuse. These materials are increasingly used in sustainable technologies due to their efficiency and potential for reuse, aligning aligning with modern environmental and engineering goals. Next is energy efficient carbon capture process. Number 1, membrane separation. Uses specialized membranes to selectively allow CO2 to pass through while blocking other gases. It's energy efficient as it avoids chemical solvents and is ideal for industrial application. Number 2 is electrochemical CO2 capture. Employs electricity to separate CO2 through electrochemical reaction, potentially powered by renewables. This method is energy efficient and avoids thermal processes. Number 3 is hybrid capture system. Combines technology like membranes and chemical methods to maximize efficiency and adapt to different scenarios, balancing cost and performance. Energy efficient carbon capture technologies like membrane separation, electrochemical capture, and hybrid system offer promising solution for reducing emission. With advancement in these processes, so next is integration of carbon capture with manufacturing. Carbon capture technologies are increasingly integrated into manufacturing to reduce emission from high carbon industry. In power generation, CO2 is captured from fossil fuel powered plants before it released into the atmosphere. Cement production incorporates capture system during the calcination process, where significant CO2 is emitted from limestone decomposition. Similarly, steel manufacturing uses carbon capture during blast furnace operation, targeting emission from co-combustion and chemical reaction. Integrating carbon capture into manufacturing not only mitigates industrial emission but also supports sustainable production, paving the way for a low carbon economy. So, next is environmental and economic benefits of sustainable manufacturing. Sustainable manufacturing offers significant environmental and economic benefits. By adopting eco-friendly practices, industries can reduce greenhouse gas emission, helping to combat climate change and minimizing their environmental impact. This also leads to improved air quality, creating healthier and more livable communities by reducing pollutants that contribute to respiratory and other health issues. On the economic side, sustainable manufacturing drives innovation and job creation in emerging green industries, fostering technological advancement and opening new markets. It also promotes resource efficiency, lowering costs for businesses and long run and supporting a circular economy. By balancing environmental responsibility with economic growth, sustainable manufacturing not only addresses pressing global challenges like climate change and pollution, but also strengthens economics through innovation and resilience. This approach is a key building a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable future for generations to come. So the last part is the future of sustainable manufacturing and carbon capture. The future of sustainable manufacturing and carbon capture holds significant promise for creating a cleaner and more sustainable world. Continued advancement in technology and materials, coupled with a focus on circular economy principles, will drive progress towards a more sustainable future. And that's it all. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.